frosted glass.
All right, gang, welcome back to Death Curse Society. We're here with episode 2, part 2, if you will. I'm here with my friends. I'm Red Crank. I got Moly Michael. I got the Colonel, and I got Zigzag. We got lots of shit to talk to you about today, so you know what? Let's get started. Let's go camping.
You're going to Camp Blood, ain't you? You'll never come back again. It's got a death curse.
So our Let's Go Camping topic this week is American Horror Story Apocalypse. We've checked out the first couple of episodes for you. We hope you have too. If you like it, let us know. If you don't, let us know. We're all interested in it. Let's talk about episode 1 first. Colonel, let us know what your thoughts were on that.
Okay, episode 1, just to set it up for everybody who might be living under a rock, or unfortunately, like most people, you're watching it on Netflix a year later than you need to be. So spoiler alert. Starts off, nukes are hitting all the major cities around the world. Apocalypse is happening. You better hope you're extremely rich or you pass the DNA test, because that's about the only way you're going to survive the apocalypse. So we round up our survivors. They go to a survival camp type deal. We run into Sarah Paulson, who's a very hardcore bitch, which I liked. Okay, so here's the rules for this outpost. No sex whatsoever. You eat cubes, but you might get some more meat, but you don't quite know what it is. She rules by fear. Do not go against the leader's word. I thought it was a pretty decent first episode. The lighting was fantastic. The ones that are leading to the outpost, you got, your black spire into the underground encampment. And the fog and all the fog from the nuclear winter. People come out with the medieval plague masks. They go through, you get cleaned from radiation, you go inside, and it's just red. It sets a very evil tone just by the lighting alone. I thought it was pretty good and had my attention.
Nice. Zigzag, you want to talk about episode 2?
Episode 2, it's odd because you get into this place and they kind of bring you in slow. Even walking up as they're bringing them in, there's 2 people begging for their lives, and with about to get murdered, and it's just kind of like, whoa, and these guys are supposed to be repopulating the world once everything gets straightened out again, once the nuclear fog's gone. But it sets a bad tone right away. Once you get in here, you find that you have to attend these ridiculous dinner parties dressed like some 1700 Victorian crap, all kinds of fluff and dresses, and it's nuts, but, like you said, they're eating these cubes. They play different songs. They all have to sit in their little meeting rooms, and they play these tunes, and they think it's clues and indications of what's coming, and it's not at all what's happening. All of a sudden, it'll go 18 months later. And it happens to be when their food's about to run out. So at this point, we met Langdon at the end of episode 1, and now he's kind of doing his interviewing process to see who is worthy to come to the even bigger compound that has a decade's worth of supplies to sustain everybody and life. But it could be all of them going or none of them. It's all up to him.
Yeah.
Now, this is where this Antichrist threat is starting to come in, because this guy knows shit about everybody, and he's in their heads, he's in their hearts, he's in their souls. So they're not really revealing who he is or why he's part of it. The bosses seem to know who he is and fear him, and they're setting up some some pretty crazy things here. Very end of I don't want to give too much of a spoiler here, but the Kathy Bates character is shot at the end, and it reveals something very unhuman. So we'll leave it at that, and that's probably what's going to kick off episode 3.
A little slow setup. Let's meet the characters I expected for the first couple of episodes. But introducing Langdon so quick was kind of a shock to me, especially if he is who I think he is, which is the child that was born at the end of season 1, Murder House. I think he's the Antichrist in some way. We'll see.
Knows too much.
Yeah. But I like where it's going. It's a little bit slow, but I like where it's going. The thing with Kathy Bates, that was kind of a twist I could have done without, but I also don't know how they're going to play that out, so we'll see.
Yeah, the whole Kathy Bates thing, I'm like, okay, they're jumping the shark episode 2.
Right, yeah.
Just being honest.
Molly, what do you got to say about any of these first couple episodes?
Yeah, well, with the Kathy Bates thing there at the end of season 2 or episode 2, it shows that she is not a real human. It could be how dude was getting his information. You know, it could have been transmitted. I like the fact that they're actually tying some of the seasons together, which is kind of different than they've done in any other season. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. I think it's going to shape up to be something decent. It's going to be a slow burn right now, but I think it's going to build.
I will say this. It does have a truckload more of creepiness than the last one did. So right away, we're already ahead of the curve here. So let's see where we're going.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know you guys weren't big fans of last season Cult. I wasn't even really that big of a fan of it, but I understand its purpose. And they kind of threw a little political thing in the first episode where the newscast, like the bombs are going off and the newscaster's on there, and he's like, "I can't believe we finally did it." And I was like, "Okay, leave it there. Don't go any further. Just leave it there."
Agreed. Subtle.
And
but
they did, you know.
Yes.
But I was a little worried when he started saying that. I was like, "Oh shit, here we go. Here we go. Down the rabbit hole." But that didn't happen, so that's a good thing. All right, Colonel, so what do you think of Langdon's character, or the actor that portrayed Langdon?
I thought the character itself was pretty fucked up individual. All-knowing, very powerful. Kind of reminded me of Armand from Interview with the Vampire with his homoerotic interactions with Evan Peters' character. Really reminded me of the way Armand was with Louis. At the beginning, I was getting all close, breathing on him and stuff. It's very Interview with the Vampire-esque. I thought it was a good play. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool.
I'm not a big fan of his character yet, but I'm also not quite like I keep saying, I'm not quite sure where he's going yet. And I assume here by episode 3 or 4, we're probably going to see some kind of like large display of his power, like something that he does that really like sets people on their ass a little bit. Let's talk about the GIMP. Bring in the GIMP. Woo! Hey.
Well, bring out the GIMP. I think the GIMP's sleeping. Well, I guess you just have to go wake him up now, won't you?
Zag, do you want to talk about the GIMP for a second?
I'd love to talk about the GIMP for a second. It's great. Anytime, the Pulp Fiction thing was cool and everything, but here comes this guy marching in here. It's the classic GIMP. It's the full rubber suit. Although this GIMP seems a little bit aggressive, Well, then again, he kind of flips both sides of the coin, if you know what I'm saying. But we got GIMP. It's GIMP all over, and GIMP it up, man. Here he is.
Oh, there you are. There's your hashtag for the night. Got GIMP? There you are.
GIMP.
There's the first one, at least. Molly, do you have anything to say about the GIMP?
No.
Hell no, to the no, 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 hell to the no.
I didn't think so, but thought I'd ask. I just wanted to give you a chance. It's interesting to see him back because the GIMP, or at least that outfit was worn, supposedly at least, when the Antichrist was conceived, if you guys remember from Murder House. It was actually Evan Peters' character from season 1 that was wearing that suit. They got some from Connie Britton, and that's where the Langdon character in this season, I think, is coming from. So does Langdon see the GIMP at some point and go, "Dad," or what? Who knows? I don't know yet. We'll see what happens with that. What do you guys expect to be coming in the future from the next few episodes or of this season? Molly, let's start with you on this.
I think they're going to tie in a lot more of the seasons and bring a lot more closure, I would say. I don't think this is the last season, but I think they're going to really tie up a lot of loose ends. They're going to explain a lot at the end of the season. Hopefully we find out, a lot of answers to questions that we had. So I think this is going to be a pretty positive season. I'm looking forward to the end of it.
At some point, Coven comes into it. Colonel, let's talk about what you expect from the next few episodes.
I need more ghosts and witches, bitches. Bring in the crossover. I need them. I need to see the Coven. I need to see the ghost from the murder house. And back to the Gimp, how hilarious would it be if that Gimp was the girl with Down syndrome from Murder House and she was running around with the strap on and just giving it to people?
I want to be a pretty girl. Make me a pretty girl.
Oh my God. That'd be the twist of all twists. Like, come on, no one to see that coming. Let's do it. Let's see it.
That's the Colonel, baby.
What's wrong, Crank? It's all right.
I don't even know what to say about that. Zag, help me. Go.
What do I expect to see here? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
You know what? Look. The name itself is Apocalypse, so we're talking hell on earth here. So, I mean, that opens the door to anything. You can bring back any element from any one of these shows, and it will fit here as a torturing kind of thing. Because that's what we're talking here. Complete pain and misery right up above you, living among us. The sky's the limit. Demons, anything could happen here. They can really take this and make an impact in the series with it, with what they can do with it. I expect a lot. Right now, I'm encouraged. They're way ahead of the curve from last season, because for me, it's all about scary and creepy, and that's what I'm getting here so far. So, hey, man, let's do it. I mean, sky's the limit, but I expect gore. I expect demons. Yes.
All right, just to add to your demons, I just have to admit, am I the only one that gets a semi-hard on opening credits when they keep showing those Dark Ages paintings of demons in hell? I was like, I'm almost more excited to see those.
I hate the one, the stop action one that spreads its wings open, man. The skeleton one? Jesus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I personally wouldn't go so far as to say hard on, but they're good paintings there. Colonel's got some issues, like penile issues or something going on today. I don't know what it is.
Let me just say this. Me and Evans Peter's character, we get along just fine. We play for different teams, but god damn it, we'd be best fucking friends.
Fair enough.
Interviews will be held Wednesdays between 9 and 5 p.m.
I'm still trying to get over the Down syndrome girl in the Gimp suit. That's still messing with me, I have to admit. One other thing I liked that was kind of a weird little joke on society that they threw in was the fact that they're getting all these DNA samples from like Ancestry.com. The people that want to know, how much German am I really? Yeah, well, you just got chosen to survive the apocalypse because you're not German. Maybe, I don't know. But
do you think they paid anything for that to get in there, to have their name put in there?
No, I doubt it. I think that was just kind of like a little joke.
Written in?
Yeah. There's I think personally, but
that's real subtle if they did it that way,
Yeah. Kind of a little, just quietly. Like you guys, I'm looking forward to the Coven coming to marching in. I need me some Emma Roberts. I need me some Thaisa Farmiga. I need them. Let's go, ladies. Come in here and fuck this shit up. That's what I'm looking forward to. Well, that's going to wrap it up for Let's Go Camping. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more Death Curse Society. Stick around.
Never, ever, ever, under any circumstances say, I'll be right back. Because you won't be back.
I'm getting another beer. You want one?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back.
Hi, this is Danielle Harris, and you're watching Death Curse Society.
Alrighty, welcome back to Death Curse Society. I'm still Red Crank. I still got the Moly Michael. I still got the Colonel, and I still got the Zigzag. All right, next up, we're going to be talking about some stories around the campfire. Let's go.
I don't want to scare anyone, but I'm going to give it to you straight about Jason.
Hey, come back, come back!
All right, our first story around the campfire today involves Jordan Peele is in talks to bring back and resurrect Candyman and bring that franchise back. Let's talk to Moly about this right out of the gate.
Sweets to the sweet. Oh, Candyman. Finally, a remake that I would watch. I mean, I know everything's going on with Halloween, but that's not a remake. This is a good idea. And I think they're using the right guy. I think the right guy is interested in doing this. I was quite pleased with the Get Out movie. You know, he's only done one movie as a director, but he's showing the interest. He knows the movie. He knows the material. Tony Todd's giving him props. You know, Tony Todd didn't say he would be in it, but he did. He did say in an interview at the end, he's like, something about, there will be something with me. You know, he said something. I'll have a part in this. You don't know what part, but he'll have a part. Now, if it's done correctly, and I think he can do it that way, this is going to be a pretty intense movie because the original was pretty scary. You know, I was middle schoolish, I think. Creepy ass movie. Good stuff. So, you know, modernize it. You know, I think it's going to be pretty badass. So I'm looking forward to working on what's happening with this. Oh yeah.
Based on a Clive Barker short story, and very, very well done. Probably one of the better original horror movies of the 90s, in my opinion. Interestingly enough, Tony Todd has actually chimed in on this Candyman topic. Let's see what he had to say right here.
How do you feel about them maybe doing another Candyman in the middle of this renaissance? Because it's rumored now Jordan Peele might be doing it.
Yeah, strongly rumored, and I know Jordan is a fan and of the character and Moi, which is wonderful to hear, and I'm a fan of his. You know, it's about time. I mean, for a long time, it was a squabble over the partnership. Two different people own the rights, but I've heard that about so many different projects. Friday the 13th is facing the same thing.
In the middle of it.
Chucky's got the same problem. Come on. So if the fans want it, and you got to get the people what they want. And as long as it's done well, and Jordan is an intelligent screenwriter, I know he would probably do his very best, right? And because it's an iconic character that's withstood the test of time.
Oh, absolutely. So. The movie is still terrifying.
Yeah, and I'm sure if it's done, they'll find a way to feed me.
To pop up. You got to pop up in it somehow.
I'll do more than pop up.
Awesome.
I think Candyman is one of those that's often overlooked as a horror icon. I mean, everyone knows, you know, Jason, Freddy, Michael, blah, 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 Leatherface, you know, but a lot of times, you know, they forget Candyman for some reason. And I don't understand exactly why that happens, but it does. I think this will be interesting. Colonel, you got anything to add on this?
Oh, man, I'm super pumped if it goes through. Being a person born in the mid-'80s, I mean, by the time I was old enough to watch these films, you know, the Halloweens, the Friday the 13th were already well-established franchises, and they weren't newer to me as to where the Candyman series was new for me, especially coming into horror. I mean, the first film, Farewell to Flesh, are both fantastic horror films. Day of the Dead was rough, which is I can understand why that kind of killed the franchise. But, I mean, at the same time with you, Crank, it's a very overlooked horror franchise and character. Tony Todd as a Candyman is awesome. I mean, who hasn't went in the bathroom, turned the lights off, said Candyman 5 times in the mirror? Bloody Mary, well, I did Candyman growing up. Obviously, he never popped up, thank goodness, or I wouldn't be here today. But it's just had that kind of fear with people, and it's just an awesome movie, man. I'm really glad they're finally doing this.
Yeah, I actually did the Candyman thing in the mirror right before we started shooting this, so hopefully nothing happens to me during.
Watch out behind you!
Damn it! No, don't do that. All right. Zag, talk to us about Candyman and the possibility of it coming back.
Yeah, Candyman. You know, I was hitting my early 20s by the time this came out, but I was excited for a new slasher. Clive Barker's famously gone on record to say he wasn't happy with what they did to what he created because he's like, they took my character, stripped him down, and put a big bloody hook on his hand, you know, and there was so much more to it. You know, Candyman's kind of the compassionate killer. You know, he's telling you why he's going to kill you, and you have to go. But yeah, I mean, as far as Tony Todd, I don't think he could probably take the title role at 70 anymore, but I hope he's part of it. You know, I mean, let's face it, what Tony Todd in anything is great, horror-related.
A voice.
Yeah, you know, Jordan Peele handling this guy is King Midas right now with what he's touching, anything. I mean, I was a fan of their the comedy show was excellent. You could tell this guy's a writer, and he's got the vision. He's got that director's eye. Get Out, fantastic. So giving him this, and then, you know, he's got some other projects I think we're going to talk about later. I won't mention it now. But as far as Candyman goes, it has win written all over it based on who's involved, and I can't say anything bad about it, man. Bring it on. Just don't fuck it up. Same thing.
Right. Yeah, that's our advice to every person that's trying to reboot or you know, a new bring back a franchise, especially one that we love. Don't fuck it up. We'll be all right. We'll be friends. You know.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Like Zag said, I don't think Tony Todd could take the title role again. Although it would be lovely to have him involved in some way. Perhaps maybe some flashbacks to how Candyman was created. Tony Todd could be involved in something like those historical moments somehow. I don't know exactly how, but there's something there. Jordan Peele's the perfect guy to do this right now. The guy's got so much power, he can pretty much do whatever he wanted. You know, if he wanted to bring back Blank Man, I don't know if you guys remember that old Damon Wayans movie. He could probably do.
How can you forget it?
There's going to be a lot more information that comes out about this. I'm also excited. Unfortunately, it's on CBS All Access, but I'm also kind of excited to see his take on Twilight Zone, which he's been producing. They just released, and he's going to narrate and host, so that's going to be interesting to see. But we'll talk about that in a different episode. All right, our next story around the campfire, Halloween. This is an interesting one. The David Gordon Green, who's directing the new Halloween movie, was talked out of reshooting the original ending to the 1978 film by John Carpenter himself. They had this convoluted overhead shot that they wanted to do of Laurie and Loomis and Michael Myers in that final bedroom scene where he gets shot. How does he say it, Zag?
I shot him 6 times.
There you go. Where he gets shot 6 times and he goes over the balcony. They wanted to reshoot that, and I just wanted to get you guys' input on this. I think in a way, I'm kind of glad they didn't do it because it would have been distracting for one thing, and especially right out of the gate. But normally, I like little throwbacks like that. I miss kind of the original 4 or 6 episodes of like Friday the 13th where they almost always had like a little, hey, here's to catch you up. Now, a lot of those were necessary, especially like part 3, because it was the same day, basically, or the same time period. Part 2, 3, and 4 even all happened within the same weekend, really. But I like those, and I think those are necessary. I wouldn't have thought this one's necessary, and especially since they're going to be doing all the exposition kind of in a different way with the filmmakers and Laurie talking to her family and the kids talking about, you know, oh, the crazy cat lady's going ape shit again. You know, so what do you guys think? Are you happy they decided not to include this shot? Let's start with Colonel on this one.
Oh, I'm fucking thrilled they didn't go with this shot, man. I know a big deal of it was, like you said, capture different camera, bring the new audiences in as to what happened. Well, fuck the new audience. This movie's been out for fucking 40 years, man. Fucking watch it. Why do we gotta always please the fucking younger generation? Well, fuck you. Just leave it to your imagination and watch the goddamn movie. Fuck. I'm fucking thrilled. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. That's all I got.
Thank you, John.
Man, damn, bro.
I was pissed when I heard about possible reshooting. It's like, fuck you.
Tell us how you really feel there, Colonel. Shit.
Well, you really want to know how I feel? You really want to know how I feel?
No, that's all right. That's all right. Oh, Zag, why don't you go next? Zag.
I'm almost afraid to give my take on this after that, man. Here it is. Just Colonel, bear with me, man. All right, but I saw this. I guess in the end, I'm okay that they didn't do it, but I wouldn't have really had a problem with this because I'm always fascinated by retelling of things like that. An overhead shot to me sounds intriguing. To me, it does. You know, I mean, now, yeah, I know the reason they wanted to do it because they basically just to have the cops rush in and arrest Michael Myers is why they wanted to do it, because the director felt audiences weren't not going to know what's going on. You know, millennials, goddamn, can't even get up to Google your own information. But yeah, with that, I'm with Colonel. You know, just watch the fucking movie. You'll know what's going on. You'll figure it out. That's not that far of a reach from what is really happened. So, but in the bottom line, I wouldn't have minded to see a reshooting of that last iconic scene. I would have been okay with it. A body double for Loomis, sure. I mean, it would have been interesting to see.
Well, and they would have used a body double for everybody, really, at some point. But Loomis, definitely. Done some digital stuff, you know, all Star Wars, Rogue One kind of thing. That would have, like I said, it would have just been distracting. So, Molly, what do you think?
You know, if they would have done it, it would have been all right to see, but not as part of the movie. Maybe like a deleted scene that you could watch. Quickly, I'm going to say Chainsaw 3D, or Texas Chainsaw. The beginning of that movie, they pick up right where 78 left off. It's pretty much what they're trying to do here, kind of show a different part of the ending. And Chainsaw, it just, I mean, maybe they didn't have the money, it just didn't look right, but I don't know. I don't want them to put it in the movie, and I'm glad they're not going to, because you would have body doubles, the cinematography would have been off, it wouldn't have looked the same, just for what, a couple shots? I mean, they could easily tell the ending of that story and how he got arrested in some dialogue at the beginning of the new movie. You're like, yes, he was shot and he was picked up by the police like a block away. That's why he got up and Loomis didn't see him when he looked out the window. You know? And what they could do is, like we said with Friday movies, show a little bit of the ending of the movie where he gets shot and then cut to the new movie. Right there where the first movie ends, 40 years later, start telling the story of what happened the rest of the night and where he's been. That's all they need to do. I don't need to see some added shit to the original. You leave the original alone and continue your own movie. Don't touch perfection. That's it.
Well, and according to the trailers that we've seen already, that's exactly what they're going to do. And that's kind of what the filmmakers are, I think the filmmakers are there for that purpose primarily. And they just decide to use them as kind of the catalyst that gets Myers released as well. I mean, it gives, basically you get the entire background of what happened in the 1978 film from the filmmakers and the newspaper clippings that they're going to be using in their documentary. I mean, that's the way I see it. Oh, God damn it. Here we go again.
Halloween be told as its own movie. You know what I'm saying? Where you just come into this as never even seen the night. Like, everybody is going to have seen 1978 version. I sure hell hope so. But I'm just saying, let's say you're a younger kid and you haven't watched the original Halloween yet. Maybe you could just watch this movie and it's going to explain to you what you need to know. Be like, all right, well, this is what happened in the first one that you did not watch. And this is what's going on now, 40 years later.
Keep in mind, though, there is a generation of people that don't pay attention to movies that happened 40 years ago. I think there's going to be a large amount of the audience that hasn't seen the original Halloween. You know? Colonel.
Okay. I'm going to add my last thing. Fucking serious.
Oh, God. Here we go. Glasses off!
This is the PSA, the more you know type bullshit I have for you younger generation that don't want to research your movies. Starting October on the channel AMC, they show Halloween 1,976,000 fucking times. there's no excuse you can't watch this movie before the original before it comes out.
1,976,000 fucking times.
It doesn't matter. There's no excuses why someone can't see fucking Halloween before the new one comes out. Fuck.
True, but that doesn't mean they're going to.
Having said that, though, I feel like this probably could do well as a standalone movie, aside from the subject matter, what it's based on. You know what I mean?
That's what I was getting to. You know, this could be a standalone movie, even if for some reason you didn't see the original. I mean, you could just probably watch this. You know, I don't know why you would go into a movie like this thinking it was the only one there was. This is Halloween. If you know anything about horror movies even a little bit, you know of the movie Halloween. I mean, it's iconic worldwide.
Now there's no sequel intimation in the title. It's just Halloween. It's not Halloween Returns or Halloween Resurrected. Ugh, God damn it. It's just Halloween. So, you know, they might not know. But definitely, kids, like they said, like Colonel said, and everyone said, watch the original. It's great. But I think it'll be set up in a way that if you miss it, you'll be caught up. All right. Our last topic on Stories Around the Campfire is Hellfest, which is a new movie dropping in theaters this Friday, actually, September 28th. Check this trailer out, and we'll be back to talk about it right after this.
The depths of hell!
Nat? Oh my god, you're here? What?
It's Halloween. I got us VIP passes to Hellfest.
What is that?
It's a traveling horror night. Has horror mazes in it. You would totally lose it in there.
It's gonna be fun, right?
Why are we signing a waiver?
Well, because the liability is, hey, bitch. A couple years ago, some girl got totally gutted.
The killer left her body in the park for 3 days. They thought she was a freaking prop.
Some people are just evil.
They walk among us.
Shut up! Yes, we get it.
You think you're scaring me? No. Move.
Look, the more scared you seem, the more they're gonna come after you. You have to just play it cool.
Help me! Please help me! You can just do it. That was insane, right? Yeah, real. That same guy's been following us the entire night.
You take your job too seriously.
This really isn't funny, dude. Help me! Help me!
You came here to be scared, right? I can't arrest people for doing their job. Welcome to Hellfest.
Hey, can you let me out of here?
All right, so that's the trailer for Hellfest. And you may have noticed it features, and I'm sure it's probably briefly, unfortunately, it does feature Tony Todd from Candyman that we just talked. Zag, talk to us about Hellfest. What do you think about it?
Yeah, Tony Todd seems to be the reoccurring thread of the show, but shit, can never have enough Tony Todd. Hellfest, man, this is two of my favorite things. It's like a traditional classic slasher in a haunted house, like the kind of haunted house you pay money to go into, and assholes jump out at you and stuff. But I dig it. We haven't had a good slasher in a while. I hope it brings a little gore along with it. Obviously, some good practical effects. But it looks like something I'm definitely gonna recommend to see. I'm into it. We need more slashers. There's a shortage. So this looks like it might fill that void this Halloween season. We shall see.
Heck yeah. Molly, what do you think?
Well, you know, it didn't look bad. I mean, it's nice to see Tony Todd in there. I can't say I'm overly impressed with it. You know, it's something I'll check out. I mean, I don't think I'm as hyped as Egg, but you know, I've watched the trailer a couple times. The guy in the mask, I don't know, he's got like a hoodie and shit. I don't know. It's not very creepy to me. It seems like a movie that I've seen already, like Dark Ride, I think is what I'm thinking of. Even if you go old school, I think
Funhouse.
One movie that had that kind of crap going on too.
Funhouse.
Then there's a few movies recently that were all kind of like at a haunted carnival thing going on, and there was a killer on the loose. But you know, this looks like it's actually got some production value. You know, so it's going to be looks pretty decent.
Right.
Hopefully they didn't show all the kills. It looked like they showed quite a few in the trailer. So it's something I'll check out. But I'm not anticipating to be great.
All right, so Colonel, the Hellfest trailer. Tell us what you thought about it.
I'm with Zag on this one. Bring back the slashers. Hollywood's been shoving paranormal films down our throat for a good decade now. It's nice to see a couple slash films coming back out. Again, Tony Todd, the legend himself. And what has me kind of excited about this film is the words Lionsgate. How long has it been since we had a Lionsgate film in theaters? They used to run mainstream horror for a few years. That has me pretty pumped. I'm not going to go into it with high expectations because, let's be honest, it's a slasher film. They're either hit or miss as much as I love them. But I'll be there. I'll check it out, and I'll let you guys know what I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. We'll talk about it in the next episode, I'm sure. I'm planning to go see it this weekend. To me, it looks like a high-concept idea that is probably going to fall a little flat, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we can really raise the bar up to like where the level Halloween is for expectations and stuff. But hey, as a slasher, we know what to expect. Just put it right about there, and just keep your eye open, and your mind open. And like I said, for me, it's all about the little haunted house concept too. I love that shit. So I mean, if there's going to be some jump scares with a prop or something, and end up having a knife on it, I love it. So. Yep. I'm in for that, that maybe gives me a couple of more ticks on the excitement meter, but and then that being a slasher. But other than that, we know what we're probably gonna get. But fuck it, man, you got to support the genre, man. Get out there.
Exactly. Sometimes I like the idea of playing on an old urban legend or something like that, and making that into something, and that's what this looks like to me.
Yeah.
The fact that they're talking about, oh yeah, this girl hung in they thought she was a prop for 3 days, didn't know she was actual real dead girl, blah, blah, blah. And right. the other line from the trailer I really like is the security guard at the end is just like, hey, I can't arrest somebody for doing their job. I'm thinking, motherfucker, you're a security guard. You can't arrest anybody anyway. You can slap cigarettes out of like 14-year-olds' hand outside the mall, and that's about it. So, fuck you. All right, we got to take a quick break. That's going to wrap up Stories Around the Campfire. We'll be back right after this. Stick around.
Mm-hmm. I'll be right back. Don't get dressed.
Do you like Death Curse Society?
Support the DCS by advertising with us. We have several different ways to advertise. Sponsor a segment or a complete show, 30 or 60-second commercials, product placements or service discussion, banner ads with links on our interactive website, full website page sponsorships, get Facebook and Twitter mentions from our host or special guest, special shout-outs on our YouTube channel, and more. You can even advertise regionally through our website and keep your costs down, or ask about our package deals to save even more. Visit our website at deathcursesociety.com and click on the advertising sponsorship link under contact on the main menu. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Savini and you're watching Death Curse Society. But why?
All right, welcome back to Death Curse Society. I'm still Red Crank. We got Moldy Michael, we got the Colonel, and we got Zigzag. Now's the part of the show where we answer your viewer questions. We always like to hear from you guys. We like chatting with y'all. That's what we're here for. Here's Let Me Axe You a Question.
Little pigs, let me come in.
Here's Johnny.
We got one video question from a viewer. We're going to check that out right here.
Hello, Death Curse Society. What is the most annoying character/characters in horror movies? DCS out.
All right, so that's Robert Kenny right there from Facebook asking us a question. First off, what the hell, man? Damn.
That is the scariest thing you're going to see on this show today.
Some creepy shit right there.
Yeah. But I hope those girls in his basement got fed. Shit.
Let's start with Colonel on this.
Oh, there's so many good candidates here. But off the top of my head, I'm going to go with Trent DeMarco from 2009, Friday the 13th. That dude played the best spoiled rich white kid ever. Like, he's that asshole that's like, you can't mess with me, man. My dad's a cop. Now I'll tell you get away with it. You fucking whore. I sound, not trying to get political, but I just now realize I'm starting to sound like Donald Trump a little bit. But I digress. That guy couldn't have got it soon enough. Fuck him. Oh, so annoying.
Tremendous.
Tremendous.
Tremendous. This hurricane is huge, and it's very wet. The wettest hurricane of all time. It's tremendous. It's great.
I'm glad your hurricane is wet, Colonel. God damn it. Molly, let's go with you on this. Who's the most annoying horror movie characters?
The ones I came out with, Chucky. Chucky's always been annoying to me. I've never cared for little shit.
Fuck you.
The fact that there's too many clowns, that annoys me. I find too many clown movies annoying. The little ring girl from the Ring movies, I find her annoying. I find the Red Queen from Resident Evil annoying. You're gonna die down here. Suck a dick. No. I mean, numerous other ones. I mean, if you go individual characters, you could find somebody annoying in any of them. But those are the main ones I've picked out. So
I got you. Zag, what's your candidate?
You know, I can usually pass anything and get by with it or just let it go and everything, but there's one character in one movie called Maximum Overdrive that is always annoyed the shit out of me, and the character Deke, the little boy, the little baseball player with the red little baseball hat, and his dad takes the diesel fuel in the face and dies. But man, this guy, I don't know if it's his poor acting, but the portrayal is just horrible and horrendous. You know, Holter Graham is the actor's name, and dude, thanks for ruining a fucking good movie. I mean, you know what I mean? It's your fault. It really
it's still a good movie.
It is. If you cut out his little scenes, you know, when he's in it, then it's okay. I don't know. That's the only one, man. That one just ruined it for me. I mean, Molly has got some good points, too, with the clowns and shit. Ease up. I mean, Terrifier, we're not looking at you, man. We're not looking at you. But everybody else, ease the fuck up, all right? Jesus.
Art the Clown, you are safe. You are our friend. Don't saw me in half from the balls down. That's all I have.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Well, for me, I've never been a big fan of, like, the rich bitch in any movie, much less a horror movie. Now, I know it's somebody that gives you an opportunity to cheer for when they do get hacked to pieces. I do like that. Probably the prime example that I really never dug was, I think her name was Melissa in A New Blood, Friday the 13th, Part 7. She was just too much with the pearls and everything. I was just fine seeing her get hacked to the face and then shoved to the side.
One of the most satisfying Jason kills in any of the movies.
Yeah.
Fuck you. No, fuck you both.
Robert Kinney, thank you for the question, and especially thank you for sending it to us on video. Let's go to our next question. And I'm probably going to screw up this name, but David Mateja asked, if you were cast in a horror movie, in what way would you want to be eliminated? Let's start with Moley on this one. You dark son of a bitch.
Well.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'd want to be stalked by this guy. Then I would want to be stabbed by this guy. And then I'd like to bleed out from this guy. That's it. If I got killed by Michael Myers in a movie, fuck yeah. It couldn't be better. How could you top that? That's my guy. That's all I need.
That would be a good one.
But at least stalk me first. You know, I want to build up some tension. I want to see it. You know, like, oh shit, it's coming now. Bam! Oh, maybe I could be like, I don't know, high or drunk a little bit before it happened. You know, that's how I want to go.
Someone's got to be running behind you with a boombox going dun 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 dun.
I've been waiting for it. Come on, give it to me.
Colonel, what do you got? How do you want to die?
Man, this is such a good question. All right, Swamp, Louisiana, dark foggy night. Victor Crowley runs out of nowhere because we get the most over-the-top kills for Hatchet. I would literally want him to rip my leg off, shove my leg up my fucking ass to where my foot and shoe are hanging out, and I just flop over and ends up being like a fucking Nike commercial. I want some over-the-top fucking insane bullshit. Probably not the best kill that people think of, but you know, if fuck it's Victor Crowley, it has to be over the top.
You want your own foot shoved up your ass.
Yeah, I want the foot shoved up my ass and the fucking Nike hanging out, man. That'd be memorable.
Can't write this shit.
Oh, God, that's gross.
Well, that's the point of the question.
I like it, though.
Thank you.
Colonel at deathcursesociety.com. Direct your hate mail there, please.
Or direct a foot up his ass. Who knows? You know, maybe you'll like it.
Who knows? Give me a shoe deal, people. Come on, I need fucking 100 million. Let's do it.
Hey, Nike will sign anybody right now, obviously, so there you go. Zag, what do you got on this?
I'm going to, I love the killer aspects and everything. I've always had a nightmare of being like in a Saw-type death where a pit with fishing hooks hanging from all the way down, just from the top, and like you'd fall a ways through the fishing line and then start getting hit by the hooks on the way down. I can't imagine anything more horrible, but if they could actually somehow film it, yeah, I'd like to go that way, I think, so that you'd be able to see it without the pain, because, boy, it sounds like it would suck. But, yeah, that's what I would do. Something weird like that, some weird Saw death, something goofy like that. I don't know. I'm queasing out over here, man. I'm getting, what's the word?
Moist?
Squeamish or squeamer?
Squeamer. It's a
squeamer.
Yeah.
Was she a squeamer?
Ooh.
I thought you were getting moist.
You'd probably be a little moist after some chunks got tore out of you on the way down, you know what I mean? It's
that too.
All kinds of fluid falling out of you.
All right, so my way of dying, the simple way would be, I've always been a big fan of disembowelment. I just want the guts pulled out and like me maybe holding them for a minute as I'm dying. But interesting story, I was never much of a camper when I was a kid. Never grew up that way, just wasn't my thing. One of my exes not too long ago was a big camper. And we went to this music festival one time, we camped out. And literally the first day I ever went camping was a Friday the 13th. And I just had this fantasy that someone would be running around with a Jason mask, but it unfortunately didn't happen. So, let me go camping at a music festival at Camp Crystal Lake, and Jason disembowels me. I'm good. I'm good to go. Especially after like some of that campfire food just stuffed in my belly, and maybe as it's coming out of my guts, I can be like, "Oh, that was good the first time. I'll try that again." Eat some of that again. All right. Our next question comes from Harper Christopher. He asks, with Kane Hodder recently saying he wants to see more Friday the 13th sequels instead of another reboot, what would each of you prefer to see? Reboots, sequels, or remakes of your favorite horror franchise, and which ones?
Huh?
So let's go to Zag on this one.
I would dig into some of my older, deep classics. Like, I'd love to see One Dark Knight remade. They already did Fright Night as one of my other ones, but a scary Fright Night, okay? Scary, not no sparkles, okay? Come on,
please.
But yeah, I definitely go that way. 80s, something early 80s. Off the cuff, and pick another one. I mean, they already did a lot of the big ones, Evil Dead and everything. But yeah, I'll stick with One Dark Knight. I think that'd be really cool to see that redone in modern times. So there you go.
All right, Molly.
I don't think it would be able to be done very well, but a remake of Trick or Treat wouldn't be bad if it could be done in the right capacity. It's just the fact that that movie was meant for that time period because of, play the record backwards and whatnot. You're going to do that digitally now. I mean, I think it could be sharpened up and be, something like on that. But I gotta say, the only really good idea I've had for like franchises would be, I even know the guy working on a script for this, but have a Freddy prequel. You know what I'm saying? Kind of go back to the basis of Freddy when he was a child murderer and pre-death of Freddy Krueger, something along them lines, and the really nasty side of him when he was still a human and alive and not just a dream demon. And have the movie kind of end maybe where he does die, and it has a quick insert of him getting in somebody's head when they're dreaming or something. But besides that, I mean, I would love to. It's not really horror, but I'd love to see a nice reboot of Mortal Kombat. I think Mortal Kombat could be done in a really gory way. I mean, I know that's more action, but Mortal Kombat should be really violent and nasty. Not the two shit movies they gave us before. And it's not a reboot idea or a remake or anything, but since I play a lot of it, I'd like to see a Dead by Daylight video or movie done in the right capacity. I think Dead by Daylight could be quite an interesting movie. So that's what I got. But overall, I'm just sick of remakes. Come up with your own ideas. I'm sick of reboots. Come up with some, there's ideas all over the place. Use them.
Yeah. That Nightmare on Elm Street idea sounds a little familiar. I like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I like the Dead by Daylight idea as well, because you could take 4 or 5 survivors that are in the game now and maybe 1 or 2 killers and do that, and then you could have another sequel with another couple killers and the other survivors and blah, blah, and keep going, Interesting idea. Yeah. Colonel, what do you got on this?
Let's see here. I don't know. I'm kind of with you guys. I'm getting tired of the reboots. So honestly, I would love a nice straight up Friday the 13th sequel. A nice sequel. Don't restart the shit. Let's just pick up. Let's just pick up where fucking 8 left off, or 9.
8.
Even X, whatever. But preferably 8 makes the most sense to pick up from, and have a sequel from that. And an idea I really been thinking about, I'd like to get it modernized a little bit for a remake, because I'd love to see a remake for Spider Baby. The whole cannibal inbred family type deal. I think you could, and today's make it a little more violent, obviously, and less weird than what the original one was. But I think that'd be a great remake if we have to do a remake. But that's really about all I got, because I'm just sick of reboots. They've been rebooted. Hell, Spider-Man's been rebooted 3 fucking times in 15 years. I'm sick of it. I just want something new.
I got you. I can kind of go either way on this. I can either go the sequel, but direction, or a reboot direction. But it depends on the franchise. Like Nightmare on Elm Street, I don't really think you can do a sequel anymore. I mean, Robert Englund has said he doesn't think he can do the role anymore. Perhaps the voice, but that would just be weird. I wouldn't like that. So you got to find some new actor that could carry that role and do the stunts and do the physicality of that role, but still be creepy and maybe have a little bit of that twisted sense of humor. I can't think of the guy's name right now, but there was a guy in that Mad Max Fury Road that I think would be good for it, for something like that. I know they've talked about maybe Kevin Bacon, or hell, we've even talked, you guys and I have talked about the possibility of Kiefer Sutherland reprising the Freddy Krueger role. But I just think those guys are a touch too old now. I would rather see it a younger guy that can carry on a franchise further. But in my opinion, Nightmare would have to be rebooted, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, Friday, I think you could do kind of what I assume Halloween is doing now. The new Halloween is going to be a sequel, a direct sequel to the original, but it's leaving it open to where it introduces you to some new characters and a new Haddonfield, for lack of a better word, a new world. And it could also serve the terms of a reboot. It could start a whole new chapter of stories that come along after this one, depending on how this one ends, of course. I think they could do that with Friday the 13th. Tie some of the, past sequels of Friday the 13th together. Possibly bring some of the characters back, but introduce new characters that still live in Crystal Lake. Jason's been quiet for a little while, supposedly, but he comes back, slaughters a whole bunch of people, and there's a new crop of characters that can kind of start where part 2 went from. So that's my thoughts. Those are the ones I would like to see, but based on the franchise, in my opinion, or based on the movie, you got to figure out where you're going to go with it.
Yeah.
Zag, you have something else to say?
Just, I agree with that. I would love to catch up with some of the older characters, from the Friday the 13th franchise. I mean, to me, that's a winner, because you're catching both. You can catch new fans, and you're going to get the hardcores to come in to see that. So, I mean, yeah, that's a safe and appealing road for me.
Yeah, you cast, some of the former final girls or whatever from all the Fridays, and even some of the guys, but then you also cast in a younger role, like somebody that was in High School Musical or something, that draws that younger crowd that I remember him when he was 15, that kind of thing, and that brings them in, you get that, you got the best of both worlds there. Harper Christopher, good question. I appreciate that. Thanks for sending that in. Thanks to everybody for sending those questions in. Like we say, we want to hear from you guys. We want you to converse with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on our YouTube channel even. Throw your comments out there and we'll respond to them. Throw questions at us. We may use them on the show. Send us a video through our Facebook page. We'll always have a little post on there talking about, hey, we want your questions. You may have to scroll and find that post. Just post your video right on that. We might use it on the show. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Death Curse Society. Zigzag, tell them what's up.
Hey, special thanks to Filmora video editing software package for helping us look way better than we probably should. But they can hook you up too. Check them out. You can see it all, and you can look like this too. Woo!
Absolutely. Colonel, you know what's going on.
I know exactly what's going on, guys. Visit our website at deathcursesociety.com, as well as our YouTube channel. Go ahead and follow us on YouTube. Hit the notification notice. We have new content coming out all the time, as well as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I have a question for you. Would you tweet me? I tweet me hard.
Oh.
Follow us on all forms of social media, guys. Let's have fun.
We almost made it.
That's Buffalo Colonel right there. Buffalo Colonel. Zigzag can't take it anymore.
Oh, wait. Was she a great big fat person?
All right. Molly, send us out.
Ooh, yeah. All right. Well, tell your brothers, tell your sisters, tell your father, tell your mother, your grandma, your grandpa, your unborn baby. It don't matter. You tell them about the DCS. Tell your sperm. I don't give a damn. Tell them about DCS. DCS? Let them know. And we got, I think, oh, yeah, right there. Crank's wearing one of the beauties. Yes. If you would like to get your own Death Curse Society super sexy t-shirt, you can pick them up at zigzagisdcs@paypal.com. I think I got it right. Okay. If not, he could have corrected me. Anyway, just let people know, man. Come on. If you love horror, somebody who does, mention this to them. Let them know so they can start interacting with us. Let's get this society growing, baby. Come on, mother!
That's right. Guys, thanks to everybody for watching. We are coming into the month of October, which means we've got some special big episodes coming at you real soon. Next one is going to be October 4th. We've already done this. We did it a couple months ago, but we sat down and for about 2 hours broke down that original Halloween trailer to its core. We opened it up, looked in there, disemboweled it, and pulled its essence out. I think I even found some barbecue in there. But that's our next episode, October 4th, next Thursday. And then, of course, we'll be back in 2 weeks with one of our other regular episodes. But that's going to wrap it up for DCS this week. Again, for Molly Michael, for the Colonel, and for Zigzag, I'm Red Crank. DCS out.
DCS out.
First.
Yo.
Colonel's dead.
What the fuck?
Oh, he put his own leg up his own ass.
Somebody put the foot up his ass.
He did it.
Well,
he did it.
He did it.
If you got to go, you got to go.
Imagine the smell.
Oh my god.
I hope you never plan on wearing those shoes again, man. That's gross.
Nah.
Yeah. A little bit of gut juice and shit come right off. All right.
That just made it worthwhile. I wasn't even going to do it until I did realize it was Friday the 13th.
You picture, oh man, I can't do it.
Go ahead and fix that again if you want.
It started hanging and then it went. I was like, oh, there.
Oh, I know. I saw it going, and then I saw all your reactions.
I'm fucking stone faced the whole time.
You had a little bug eye for a second, like you were almost. It was almost like you were like looking side-eyed, like. You see that? You see that shit? That's what it looked like you were doing to me for a minute. We gotta take. No, we don't. We don't have to take another break. Fuck that.
No.
We're not taking a goddamn break right now.
Fuck the break.
Fuck it. Just end it. Fuck it.
I don't know why I got so angry there.